there was a real concern about French Indochina and and eventually all the countries that became their own, such as Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, others. There was a real concern that they were going to become part of the communist regimes. And so President Eisenhower and President Kennedy was well aware of the pitfalls of American involvement in there, though. They did realize that it was going to be a grueling task to stop the spread of communism. But nevertheless, French Indochina, as well as the fear of the Dutch East Indies also becoming communist, was also a very concern. And so they needed to get involved somehow. So they kept trying to support the South Vietnamese government there, but their corruption, their incompetence, their brazen violence towards Buddhists, especially with Ngo Dinh Diem's approach to it, they were losing support. So John F. Kennedy knew that this was becoming a horrible situation, and they were looking to find a way to get rid of Ngo Dinh Diem because his failed leadership was allowing this to happen, and the South Vietnamese were losing support in Diem, or in fact they already had. But now they knew that we were supporting Ngo Dinh Diem, and so we supporting this brutal dictator was definitely not going to look good on us. And so we needed to find another leader. Well, unfortunately for us, Ngo Dinh Diem, was capped. All right, Ngo Dinh Diem and his brother were found out. They were dragged into a truck and then they were shot in the face. And many people in the South were glad that they were gone. However, chaos ensued in South Vietnam, and the North Vietnamese took full advantage of this. North Vietnam and South Vietnam had already been in a war, and the North Vietnamese were already destabilizing the South with the Viet Cong already setting up shop there, and they were able to get a lot of South Vietnamese to join the Viet Cong, and Viet Cong, I should say, and create a lot of uprisings in the South. And so you now have a situation that is fully deteriorated, and the United States knew they were going to have to get involved in one form or another. And we'll talk about that in a little bit.